Welcome back to the channel. I'm Amedio602, and today I'm going to tell you how to get the Platinum Trophy in Shadowrun Hong Kong, the third and final game in the Shadowrun Trilogy. I always try to keep spoilers to a minimum in these guides, but there are a few spoilers in this one, so just be aware of that. To earn the Platinum Trophy in Shadowrun Hong Kong, you need to earn 44 other trophies first. I've broken these 44 trophies down into 4 categories. First, you have 19 combat trophies. There are 2 trophies in the decking category, 6 trophies in the central hub, known as Heoi, and there are 17 mission-specific trophies. First, let's cover the combat-specific trophies. You can save and load games while in combat, and I would recommend doing that for some of these trophies, whichever ones you're having trouble with that maybe don't fit your playstyle. For example, I don't use combat stims all that often. I just saved the game, used some combat stims, loaded that game, and did that over and over again until I unlocked the I don't have a problem trophy. You can use that same basic principle for any of these trophies that require you to kill a certain number of enemies, just save the game and reload it. Most of these combat-specific trophies were pretty straightforward, and I'm just going to go through the list fairly quickly. We've got Boom. You can unlock that one by hitting 4 or more enemies with an area of effect attack. Isabel's grenade launcher is great for this. Killing 5 enemies with grenades will get you the Chunky Salsa trophy. We've also got Shoot Straight, which is to successfully attack an enemy with a chance of less than 30% to hit. I Feel Great, which you can acquire by healing more than 30 damage in a single cast of Heal Wound, or by using the Bear Totem. There's a trophy for getting 15 kills with an assault rifle. There's also a trophy for using drones to kill 15 enemies. And you can also get a trophy for getting 20 kills with magic spells. Using a shaman to summon 5 spirits from places within the environment will get you a trophy, as well as killing an enemy with a damage over time spell. You can also use the Mark Target ability on 10 enemies to earn the Calling the Shots trophy. By the way, Isabel does have this ability, so you can just use her if you don't have it. Using the Spray and Pray submachine gun ability to hit more than 2 targets with an SMG will get you the More Bullets More Effective trophy. By the way, those 2 targets don't necessarily have to be enemies, you can just have someone from your squad stand next to the enemy to get that trophy. And you can also earn a trophy by having Duncan zip tie 3 enemies with his Subdue ability. Again, the Subdue ability was not one of those things that really fit my playstyle, so I just saved and reloaded the game repeatedly to get that trophy, which, by the way, is called Bagged and Tagged. You can earn the Pinball Wizard trophy by hitting 3 or more enemies with a bouncing magic spell. I hired the Shadowrunner named Brent Shirky for this, and I was able to get this trophy with minimal effort. To earn the Wouldn't Want to Be That Guy trophy, you have to have an enemy that is suffering from 3 different damage over time effects at the same time. The trophy description says that the enemy should be bleeding, on fire, and infected. However, when I earned the trophy, I had the Ghoul Infection Spit from Gaichu, as well as the bleeding and fire effects. In other words, you're going to need to have Gaichu on your team in order to have at least one of these effects, but we're going to want to have Gaichu on our team anyway, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. The description for the Clear trophy says, stun 5 enemies with the Shock Glove or Shock Hand. In my experience, the Shock Hand did not work at all, and I had to use the Shock Glove. The Shock Glove can be acquired in the Outsider mission for 350 nuyen from a merchant. Similarly, the description for the Hot Potato trophy says, throw back 3 grenades with the Shiowi's Loader Arm. Well, that name must have gotten changed in development because there is no Shiowi's Loader Arm in the game, but you can still purchase the cyberware, just be sure to read the description and get the one that throws back grenades. Alternatively, you can have Duncan equipped with the cyberarm later in the game. There's a trophy called Pays for Itself, which you can earn by skipping 10 reloads with the Auto Loader cyberarm, and an easy way to get this trophy is to equip the Single Shot Grenade Launcher and then save and reload your game. The last combat trophy is called Walking Weapon, and you can earn this trophy by killing 10 enemies with cyber weapons. I would recommend the Monofilament Whip weapon if your character has any points at all in ranged combat. The 2 decking trophies are both pretty easy to get. The first one is called Just In Case, and you can earn that trophy by getting all pips while hacking a blocker IC. The pips are just the numerical sequences that show up on the left-hand side of the screen, and you just need to pay attention to the sequence and repeat it. Once you've done this 7 times, you should earn the trophy. The second decking trophy is called Punching Deck, and you can earn that by stealing pay data from a high-security system. And if you just play through the game and break through all the different blocker ICs, this one should unlock fairly early for you. There are 6 different trophies to earn in Heoi, the central hub of the game, and the first one is called Lawbreaker. The description of this trophy says you can earn this trophy by running maximum law out of town or killing him. Partway through Act 2, Bao will send you an email asking you to get rid of Maximum Law. If you don't respond to this within the next mission or two, Bao will get rid of Maximum Law and you'll miss the trophy. In my experience, trying to run Maximum Law out of town did not earn me the trophy, so I had to kill him. In order to do this, you will either need to have a strength of 6 or close combat of 5. Just like with the other two Shadowrun games in the Shadowrun Trilogy, you can earn trophies by completing storylines for some of the side characters in the game. In this game, you can get a trophy for completing Gobbet's storyline, as well as Isabel, Gaichu, and Ractor. In between each mission, just be sure that you're talking to all the side characters and progressing their stories. As long as you do that, each of the side characters will send you on a side mission, and once you complete the side mission and go back to town, you'll be eligible for the trophy. One thing to look out for in this is that in order to progress Ractor's storyline all the way, you also need to talk to Ambrose, who is the cyberware doctor in town. If you fail to do that, then Ractor's storyline simply will not complete. While you're talking to the side characters in the game to unlock their missions, it's also a good idea to talk to the keeper at the magic shop, because you'll need the information from her to unlock one of the trophies in the last mission of the game. In addition to talking to the magic shop owner, you'll also want to rest in the ship whenever possible, because your character will begin having dreams. Eventually, you should run out of prompts to rest in between missions, and that means you've completed all of the dream sequences. It is at this point you need to be very careful when you're talking to your brother, Duncan. During one of the conversations, Duncan will reminisce about how he used to always be fighting with the father, and you'll be presented with several dialogue selections to choose what it was that was always said that would calm down the two of them. I don't think it really matters what you answer here. For me, I answered most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. Whichever response you choose, please make a note of it, because later on, at the beginning of the last mission, you will have the opportunity to repeat these words to Duncan, and you'll need to do that in order to unlock one of the trophies. The sixth and final trophy in Heoi is to have every cyberware slot filled by an enhancement. Like with the other trophies in the game, you can save and load in order to avoid making these cyberware enhancements permanent. There are 17 mission-specific trophies to earn in Shadowrun Hong Kong. 2 of those trophies require actions in multiple missions. We're going to talk about those a little bit later during those individual missions, but I just wanted to mention them right now. The first trophy is called Taste Like Chicken, and it involves eating flesh in the Outsider mission and drinking blood in the Exit Stage Left mission. And the second one is called Monster Squad. To earn that trophy, you need to have Gaichu and Ku Feng on your team during the final mission, which means you need to save Gaichu in the Outsider mission, spare Ku Feng in the Exit Stage Left mission, and then choose to train her in the final mission. If all that sounds a little overwhelming, no biggie, don't worry, we'll cover that later. In the very first mission of the game, called Hard Landing, you can get a trophy just by dying in the mission. That's it, just die in the first mission for a trophy. The next mission with a trophy is called City of Darkness, and there are actually 2 trophies here. You can earn 1 trophy by killing a member of the Yellow Lotus inside the walled city. You can earn the second trophy by getting all the way through the mission without killing any Yellow Lotus. There are actually multiple ways to get through the mission without the Yellow Lotus dying, so I'll leave it up to you to figure that out. In Act 2, there are 4 different missions with trophies. These missions are Uninvited Guests, Outsider, Exit Stage Left, and The Extraction. Also, keep in mind that at some point in the middle of Act 2, Bao will send you that email regarding Maximum Law, so be sure to take care of that as soon as possible. The Uninvited Guests mission has 1 trophy. It's called Wrong Order, and you can earn this trophy by poisoning the Talon's food in Shangri-La. In order to poison the Talon's food, you will need either 250 Nuyen, Biotech 3, or the Corporate Etiquette. Getting this trophy is pretty simple. All you need to do is talk to the chef and talk him into poisoning the food. Next, I'm going to talk about the Outsider mission, which has 2 mission-specific trophies, but it also has some other things that you want to do in order to earn other trophies. First off, there is a merchant in this mission who sells the shock glove for 350 Nuyen. As I mentioned before, the shock glove is required for one of the combat trophies, so I would strongly recommend buying that here. Toward the end of the mission, you'll enter Maggie's stockroom, and in here there will be a table with some meat on it. Eat the meat in order to earn the first half of the Taste Like Chicken trophy. There are 2 more trophies you can earn in this mission. One is to kill the monster Gaichu, and the other trophy can be earned by getting Gaichu to join your crew instead of killing him. We need Gaichu to stick around for some other trophies later on, so I would recommend saving the game, killing him, and then reloading your saved game and then saving him. By the way, saving him and convincing the elders that he's not all that bad might take some doing, but I'm sure you can do it. And if you have any trouble at all, I do have a Game Banshee walkthrough linked down in the description below that will help you out. There are 2 small tasks you need to accomplish in the Exit Stage Left mission. First, once you get inside the apartment, there will be something on the table that you can drink. If you drink that, in addition to eating the meat in the Outsiders mission, you will earn the Taste Like Chicken trophy. Also, at the end of the mission, you will meet someone named Ku Feng. You should choose to spare Ku Feng at the end of this mission in order to earn the Monster Squad trophy in the last mission of the game. The last mission of Act 2 is called the Extraction, and there are 2 trophies in here. Before you interrogate the plastic-faced man, you should save your game, because there are 2 trophies based on the outcome of that interrogation. You can earn 1 trophy from sparing him, and the other trophy is earned by killing him, and you'll need to save and load your game in order to do both. As far as I can tell, your decision here didn't really have much of an impact on the rest of the game, so do whatever you want. There are only 2 missions in Act 3, and both of those missions contain trophies. First, we'll have Prosperity Tower. In this mission, your goal is to infiltrate Prosperity Tower, rescue someone, and then get back out. The first trophy in Prosperity Tower can be earned by hitting all data stores and the core system nodes while inside the tower. This is going to require quite a few matrix infiltrations. I don't remember the exact number, but it was something around 10 or so, I believe. So if your character isn't an expert in decking, you'll want to have Isabel or another decker with you. There's not really a whole lot to say about hitting all these data stores, except you want to be very thorough in your search before you enter into the last area, and it's pretty obvious when you're playing the mission how that's going to happen. So if you're looking for more tips, tricks, and tactics on how to get through that, I do have a Game Banshee walkthrough in the description of this video. Check that out for the full details. The second trophy in this mission is a whole lot easier to get. It's called I Don't Get Paid Enough for This, and you can earn this trophy simply by talking the guards out of fighting with you. Once you get out of the elevator in the final area of this mission, there will be some guards. The first set of guards you're going to have to fight. After that, you'll enter another room where there's going to be a very large battle as well as a matrix sequence, and after that matrix sequence is over, there will be a final group of guards. And as long as you disabled all the alarms or killed a bunch of soldiers on your way in, you'll be able to intimidate this group of soldiers so that they won't even fight you. That takes us to our last mission, which is called City of Death. This mission contains the final 6 trophies of the game. Before starting this final mission, you'll want to talk to Duncan. At some point during the conversation, he's going to give you the opportunity to repeat something that was from an earlier dialogue, and as long as you choose the correct response that matches what you said earlier in the game, then that's going to give you the opportunity to unlock all of these trophies. For me, this quote happened to be, most people don't listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. And once you utter that magical phrase, Duncan is definitely going to calm down. After you've said that to Duncan, it's time to go into the mission. As usual, you're going to be able to choose your characters. To unlock the Monster Squad trophy, you'll want to have Gaichu in your group. Shortly after the mission begins, you'll run into Ku Feng. If you offer to take her with you and train her, then that will get the trophy. By the way, it's a good idea to save your progress often throughout the final mission because, for me at least, right around the Ku Feng portion of the mission, I ran into a lot of problems where the game was locking up, crashing, things like that. So just to be safe and avoid replaying that first encounter in the last mission, I would recommend saving your game immediately afterward. The remaining 5 trophies of this mission have to do with the final boss. You can earn a trophy simply by punching the final boss, so don't forget to do that. After the initial encounter with the final boss, there will be a lengthy dialogue, and the result of this dialogue is going to give you one of 4 different endings. You'll want to achieve all 4 of the endings in order to get all 4 of these trophies, and I'm going to try to keep these as spoiler-free as I can, so here goes. The easiest trophy to get is called It's Just One City, and you can earn this trophy by accepting the deal that the final boss offers to you, despite what your teammates might think of you. You can earn the Making Amends trophy by fighting the final boss and then defeating it in a battle. The final 2 trophies are called Good Fortune and Pyrrhic Victory, and they're very similar. For each of these 2 trophies, your goal is to convince the final boss that they don't really want to mess around with you and they should go back to their own realm. The trophies differ slightly in whether you agree to one of the additional demands that the final boss makes, and boy, it's really hard to talk about this without spoilers, but you should have all the appropriate dialogue options available as long as you've exhausted the dialogue with the owner of the magic shop back in Heoi. If you're having trouble with the dialogue, I'd recommend checking out the Game Banshee guide for the exact dialogue choices that you need in order to earn the trophy. But that's it. Once you've earned this trophy, you've gotten all 44 of the trophies in Shadowrun Hong Kong, and you've earned a shiny new Platinum trophy. That means it's on to another video guide, and you can check out one of my other videos on the screen right now. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. And as always, thank you very much for watching.